literally in every community throughout this state. As I've been doing the work of the Black Freedom Fund, we have over 140 organizations that we invest in throughout California, totaling nearly $40 million of investments and support. And in every city, every region, there is a similar story. It's a Rodney King, it's a Stephon Clark in Sacramento, it's a Oscar Grant in Oakland, and so many more. And what it reminds me of is the importance of what we're doing here today. The importance of coming together to find solutions and be in partnership with elected officials and others who have capacity to drive change. And it was important for us as the Black Freedom Fund, as the state's only Black philanthropic institution, to be at this table and to ensure that there was a conversation that all of you could be a part of as conversations around reparations begin to ensue in the Capitol. We wanted to make sure that all of you had an opportunity to inform that dialogue and to be in closer proximity to folks who were really driving those conversations in the legislature.
I think that this is important because there's no way that a people can thrive if they have a whole host of social and systemic barriers that has been created by design to prevent them to have an opportunity to thrive.
Reparations, it's about righting the wrongs of California when it comes down to enslaved people. Reparation represents hope. It represents a generation of hurt and pain, but also writing a new narrative for Black Californians moving forward.
We know in most movements it requires solidarity with others and community to be able to accomplish change. And for us to make sure that we're focused on something so large as reparation will require us to stand in solidarity with our Black caucus. It will mean that our Latino caucuses, our LGBTQ caucuses, our API caucus, the Jewish caucuses will need to stand together to make sure that we see the humanity that we are all fighting for.
I think as a caucus, we're going to be working over the course of the next many months to develop out a policy package that continues the work that we already started. And I think we're going to be grounded around 3 or 4 basic principles. The first is to make sure we're building the strong legal framework to remove the excuses for California to take any action. I think we're also going to be focused more broadly on what it means to takings of land, takings of our children, takings of property, our health, our civil liberties in a way that we can hold in the policies that we represent. And then ultimately, how we make sure to be able to set up the foundation to move forward with lineage-based support. And we're going to do that by making sure that we're developing out the institutions that we need to be able to do that, as well as the way for people to be able to know that they can access repair that they deserve.
Reparations is equity, right? And so one thing that we know is that we are a very resourceful people and we've already been able to do a lot with nothing. But imagine if we had capital to add to that brilliant work ethic that so many of us carry in our ancestrally, like in our DNA. We're hard workers, right? And not only that, we also because of scarcity, we've become very resourceful and innovative. So I feel like many of us business owners could do so much more. We're already doing so much more with less.
I would say reparation looks like safety. It looks like healthcare. It looks like childcare. It looks like support. It also looks like something that we don't have to beg for, but something that those who have harmed us know that we as Black people are entitled to.
The role of local communities as it relates to the work that we're doing in Sacramento is extremely important because they are boots on the ground. They are how the community gets educated. They are how the community engages. They are how the work that we do gets done in essence, because it's not just one vote. It takes a majority. And so we want to make sure that the work that we're doing as it relates to reparations allows Black families to not only thrive, but thrive for generations.
So I'm proud of the fact that we're here today We have this unique opportunity. We have many of our members of the Assembly here, and they're the listening tour. And this tour is designed to motivate you, to educate you and your family and your friends about the task force. It's going to take an army to get this out of the Assembly, to get this passed, to get these laws implemented, and to get the funding for it to happen. It is going to take all of you to put every bit of energy you have into it to make a difference for our community and for the nation. The fact that we have never given African Americans reparations is a blemish on this country. Reparations is one of those standards they need to meet for African Americans for the 400 years of injustices that we have suffered. But we have only begun, and I want you to understand that, and that our success in pushing this forward will take all of us to do what we can at Sacramento and here in San Diego and all around. So when you get the call that a bill is important and it's coming before the House or before the governor's desk, it is then your time to get organized, to get your letters in, if we're having a rally, to make your presence felt in Sacramento. But we have to make sure that this takes place. And it takes all of us to really, really move this from every community that we have. So once again, thank you so very much. I'm looking forward to hearing from my colleagues, and thank you once again for all of your support.
Solidarity is everything. From the grassroots to the grass tops to folks in elected office, to our scholars in the universities, we all have a role to play. And so from the everyday community member to somebody leading a community-based organization, we have to move with intentionality, with a commitment to shared progress, with the love and the support that's required for all Black change, and we have to move with urgency.
Among the Black community, there's a high level of support for reparations, and I really do think that the people who worked on preparing the recommendations and doing the study and coming up with ways that we could move forward did a really excellent job at documenting the harms and preparing a path forward.
One of the interesting things about California is how large of a state it is and how varied the landscape is across different regions. And so because of that reason, Black communities across the state experience similar injustices and similar wins, but also have very unique conditions impacting their everyday lives, and that can create silos, and it can make it difficult for all of us to coalition build together in order to create huge change.
When you look at the numbers dealing with home ownership, when you look at the numbers dealing with other kind of health inequities, I'm a physician, and so when we talk about some of the disproportionate impacts that happen to Blacks as far as their access to health care, their increased rates of chronic disease. So when you go into our communities, unfortunately, you see some of the lowest performing schools, some of those communities that are most heavily impacted by environmental justice issues, those communities that are farthest away from our amazing hospitals and universities that we have here in San Diego.
The Legislative Black Caucus need to put forward the most radical bills to address the issue around quality education. And they need to fight like it's the last battle, and be the vanguard around this issue of educating other legislatures and to guide people towards that North Star, to give them the tools and resources, to organize them, to empower them, to unite the many so we can defeat the few. So at the end of the day, the reparation is a down payment. An important one, but just a down payment. It is not the solution, but a part of one of many strategies to get us to where we want to go.
Today, as I share, I hope that what comes from this is inspiration, motivation to ignite some joy inside of you to continue the fight that you've already stepped into. To remember your story and the stories that came before and understand that we're leaving not just a legacy, but an opportunity. That we are a bridge and a doorway for those to follow through, follow over, and be able to cross into their own destiny. That you are a walking testament, that power is possible, that truth is possible, and that victory is possible. And every single person that comes into contact with you should know that it's possible within them too.